Right. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for supporting this channel, guys. If you're new, please just consider subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so that in case we do upload any story, it'll be the first one to view. You may ask myself, why am I happy? I'm so happy, guys. I'm so happy to see whenever we black African, whenever we say something to white people, they just ignore. Now, we've seen white people right now here in America. White people are crying about their life. High cost of living has made white people to cry in America, because you see most of the black people told them, they asked them not to vote to Donald Trump, but they said no. Donald Trump is our president, and Donald Trump is the one whom we will vote for. And they did so. But their dream of get what they needed to get from Donald Trump is no more. They don't expect anything from Donald Trump, and Donald Trump has made them to cry. That's what made me to smile, of course. We African, we have pinch, we know what is happening, and we know we may know what gonna happen tomorrow. But whenever we tell white people this and this is not right, this is the best way to go and this is not the right way to go, they just say no, let us proceed with our Donald Trump. And this is what they had to say about life in America.
I can't live like this anymore. Nobody cares about you unless you're dead or dying.
Yeah, mortgage payment's gonna be late again. I always try to figure out, like, do I pay the electric and the fuel and the groceries? What are you supposed to do? I mean, can people work 3, 4? Yeah, mortgage payment's gonna be late again. I always try to figure out, like, do I pay the electric and the fuel and the groceries and the overdue credit card bill and the cable bill, or do I pay the mortgage payment that's already late, and then everything else is going to be late, and then there's going to be interest and fees tacked on? What are you supposed to do? I mean, can people work 3, 4 jobs? I physically can't do it. I'm 49 years old and I'm fucking exhausted. Where's the light at the end of the tunnel? I don't understand what to do anymore. I mean, my mortgage payment's always late. Like, they give you a 15-day grace period, thank God. But then you go past the 15th and you got a big, late fee.
I'm sorry, but the American dream never fucking existed. Like, what? Your dream is to work until you are 65 and decrepit and not be able to make ends meet the entire time? Like, I'm sorry, but that just does not sound remotely appealing to me. It's not even about the dream anymore. Like, people are literally just trying to afford living in America. And here's the thing. If you are working for America, you will never be able to live your dream life in America. And I know that most of you are probably already scrolled by now because you don't think it's possible to live in America without working for America. I was a server at the beginning of 2023. I quit my serving job. I started affiliate and digital marketing in April of 2023 and have now made almost $300,000 working online, and none of that came from my serving job. So if you are genuinely interested in working for yourself, starting an online business, check out the roadmap. It's at the top of my page. It literally shows you everything that you need to know to make money online, to start digital marketing. But I promise your dreams are so much more achievable than you think they are, but you're probably not going to reach very many of them by living that American dream life.
I am so tired of feeling helpless as a parent. Yes, my kids are grown adults. My oldest is 28, my youngest is 25. And I thought by teaching them what I learned, which is you work hard, you get a good job, you're going to get the things in life that you need, right? Worked for me, why wouldn't it work for them? Because it doesn't. Because the world has fucking changed, all right? And now I feel like I see them struggling. And before my generation comes at me, yes, I understand struggling is a part of life. We all struggled. But there's a difference between struggling and drowning, all right? So we struggled and it was tough. But you know what? We made it. We knew there was a light at the end of the tunnel with our struggle. It seems like kids today, no matter how much they struggle, they just get further and further down the water into the drowning point, all right? When I was their age, I was making less than $10 an hour. and I can afford to live on my own. Now you have to be making 6-figure salary to get a decent, tiny little place to live. So what the fuck is going on, and how do we help them as parents? I told my son, all you have to do is work hard, go to college or join the military like I did. He went to college, got his degree, got a full-time job. He moved back in with me right when he graduated from college because he said, hey, Mom, as soon as I get a job, which was within 2 weeks of him getting out of college, maybe take me 2 months and I'll save up enough money for me to move out. Okay, cool. It's been 10 months. He has saved almost every dime and still can't afford to live. Why are 1-bedroom studio apartments almost $2,000 a month? Why? Like, I just don't get it. So I don't even think that there's even classes anymore. There used to be, upper class, middle class, lower class. It's literally turning into the ultra wealthy, and then everybody else is just poor. And then I told him, hey, when you turn 25, at least your car insurance will go down. Hell no, he turned 25 and his car insurance went up $150. I tell him, if you need health insurance, get a good job. He has health insurance. He has had a medical emergency this week. Had to go to an emergency room twice. He had to go to the emergency room because he couldn't get anybody to see him with the health insurance that he had. Right? So he had to go to an emergency room. Now he's out money for that too. It seems like you can never get ahead. And then my daughter, I told her all you have to do because she wanted to buy her own house. My daughter worked 6 days a week, 12 hours a day to save up enough for this down payment. Finally got this house. She's paying double what I'm paying for my mortgage, but her loan was the same amount. And then her mortgage company, after she's already moved in, said, oh, by the way, we forgot to tell you that you need this type of coverage, which we forgot at the beginning. That's an extra $200 you've been paying a month. And all they see when they come home is they watch social media, kids their age, on lavish vacations with all this money and nothing to do, all these social media influencers, because we value those types of things over hard workers. We will pay them $10,000, but you'll work 40 hours a week, you can't afford it.
Listen, if you still want to come to America because you believe in the American dream, let me tell you something. That dream died like 30 plus years ago, and now we're living in a dream that involves paying $10 for a dozen of shitty fucking eggs, paying $2,000 a month for an apartment in the ghetto that's about 700 square feet and it has no walls. And then if you want to go to university here, you're looking at around $100,000 for a 4-year education. That's on the low end. But in those 4 years, you might get shot because everyone seems to want to shoot each other for some ungodly reason. Then you're going to graduate thinking, oh, I graduated, I have a degree now, I'm going to get a good job. Your good job is going to pay you about $40,000 starting off, maybe, and then they're going to say you're going to work 40 hours a week. When in reality, you're going to be working about 50 plus hours a week because they're going to guilt trip you in by saying, we're a family, we're a team, we help each other. And they're not going to pay you overtime for that because why would they? If they get your help for free, why would they pay you for that? Okay? Then there's no work-life balance. That company you're working for now doesn't want to give you vacation days until like maybe your second year working there. And those vacation days are maybe 4 days out of the whole entire year. That includes holidays. All right? Then if you're sick, too bad you still have to come to work. Okay? Then if you want to buy groceries, your groceries are going to be your whole entire paycheck because no one can afford to eat here anymore. Got it? I go to the grocery store for 4 things. It's like $50.
I can't live like this anymore. Nobody cares about you unless you're dead or dying.
When I was 21, I sustained a back injury that left me paralyzed with pain. The slightest movement would send excruciating pain down my back, through my buttocks, and all the way down to my leg. I wasn't able to put any weight on this leg. I literally had to be carried from my bed to the toilet, and I needed assistance in the toilet at the age of 21. And of course, like most Americans, I didn't have health insurance at the time, so I couldn't afford proper medical care. I went to the local family doctor and he did an x-ray and he's like, oh, well, you're young and healthy. This is probably just an inflamed muscle. You'll be all right in a few days. Fast forward 6 months, I'm still in this excruciating pain, unable to walk. My entire life shut down. I quit my job because I couldn't work. I dropped out of college because I couldn't attend classes, and I was isolated from all my friends because I literally couldn't go out. When we eventually realized that this was a serious medical condition that wasn't going to go away with rest, we collected money to pay for steroid injections to reduce the inflammation on my buttocks where I felt most of the pain. And these injections were $500 a piece, and I needed 3 injections. Now I can walk, but I'm limping because I still have pain. So we decided to do physical therapy. went to a physical therapist and found out that it was going to be $100 a session out of pocket. I was like, there's no fucking way I can afford this. She recommended me to go to a chiropractor, which was $25 a session. I was like, fine, we can afford this. I saw this man for an entire year. For an entire year, he kept doing these stretches on me, kept fixing my back, and every other week I would still be limping into his office. It took him a year to be like, hey, you know what? I can't fix you. You need to go see a surgeon. You need to see an orthopedic surgeon to find out what's going on. I think you might have a serious back condition. I go to an orthopedic surgeon. He tells me I need an MRI. I tell him, hey, I don't have insurance. How much is this going to cost me? He's like, oh, $1,200. I'm like, hey, I can't afford that. Can I go get an MRI from somewhere else? Can you write me a note? I'll go get an MRI and I'll bring it to you. He writes me a note. I pay $600 out of pocket to get an MRI. And finally, it's been 2 years at this point. 2 years after my injury, we finally find out that I have a herniated disc, which is putting pressure on my nerves. It's putting pressure on my spine, which is causing inflammation in my spine and causing inflammation through all the muscles throughout that nerve that runs down my right leg. So the surgeon tells me the only way to correct this problem is that I need to get a surgery done, which is called a microdiscectomy. Basically, they shave off a portion of the disc, which is putting pressure on my spinal cord. And this surgery costs close to $35,000 out of pocket. I tell him, hey, I don't have this money. What can I do? And he's like, well, you need to get insurance. And this is before Obamacare. So my only option was to get a job and work with excruciating back pain. And I'm like 23 at this time, almost 24. And the only jobs I can get without any work history or without a degree from a university is retail jobs. So I spent the next 6 months of my life standing, folding fucking clothes at Express and JCPenney so that I could get insurance so that I could pay for my surgery. Whilst I'm waiting to collect the money to afford my surgery, my doctor is prescribing me powerful painkillers. I'm talking Vicodin, oxycodone, Valium to help with my pain. These are highly addictive medications. They're made from heroin, basically, the same poppy plant. He was prescribing them to me like candy. I would run out. He wouldn't ask another question. I would go in for my weekly or monthly visit. He would just write me another prescription. He's prescribing a child Vicodin. And of course, I got addicted. I got addicted to these pills. I found myself popping these pills in moments where I didn't have the pain. I just took it because I had the fucking craving for it like a cigarette. When I finally, first of all, become eligible for my health insurance, because it doesn't kick in right away, after months of working and collecting money, not spending money on anything else, just literally just saving money for my surgery, I gather the $6,000 surgery copay that I need to get this surgery done. I get my surgery scheduled and I go to my boss and I tell her, hey, I need a month off of work because I'm getting a major back surgery done. She tells me the best I can do is 7 days, which is 5 days that I normally am scheduled to work, plus the 2 additional days off the week that I get. So the best she can do is 1 week. And I shit you not, 1 week after my surgery, I'm working at JCPenney and I'm bleeding through my shirt because I'm not supposed to be on my feet. I'm bleeding through my shirt and my manager goes, hey, there's some blood on your shirt. Go take care of that. And by this time, I'm 24 years old and I get my surgery done. And through that, thankfully, I regained my mobility, but the pain has never gone away. I still, to this very day, I'm 36 years old. I have pain every single day. I'm 36 years old. I have pain every single day. Every single day of my life for the past 15 years has been in pain. Fast forward 3 years, obviously I quit that job and I have a new job as a graphic designer for a much bigger company, and my injury is flaring up. I'm having trouble sitting at my desk, so I need to take some time off work. I wanted to apply for short-term disability. I went back to that surgeon, right? And I brought the form with me that my company was 100% okay with this. They're like, yeah, we can see you're hurting. Go get this form signed by your surgeon. I take this form to my surgeon and he looks at me and he's like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you're still having pain. We did the surgery. You should be completely fine. You're young. You're skinny. There's no way you're having this pain. And I was literally speechless. I was like, listen, my company has already approved this. All I need is for you to fill out this paperwork that says I have a serious medical condition. I don't need anything else from you. As soon as he gave me the paper with his signature, I stormed to the front office and I told them to give me every single medical record they have of me, and I never fucking want to see this doctor ever again in my life. I've spent half my fucking life in pain. You don't know what that does to a person. Like, I want to go out, I want to explore the fucking world. I want to see everything that there is to offer. And some days I wake up, I can't fucking walk. And why do I have to live my life like this? It's the worst feeling to try to explain to somebody how much pain you're in and they completely fucking dismiss you. 15 years, bro. You don't know what that's like. I was a child. I was a baby. My entire life has been ruined because I fucking had the misfortune of being in this fucking country that doesn't give a shit about its fucking citizens. Even as I'm sitting in my car right now talking to you guys, I'm in pain. And I've accepted I'm never going to wake up and jump out of bed and be totally okay and be ready to seize the day and be excited for what the day brings, because I'm always going to have this pain. If we had universal health care like most developed nations of this world, I would not have to live my life like this. From the moment I experienced the first sting of pain, I could have gone straight to the doctor and be like, hey, there's something wrong. We could have done the test. We could have done all of the tests that I needed. If I had the proper care when I first sustained this injury, I would have never needed surgery. I would have gone straight into physical therapy. They would have helped me manage my pain, and I would never, ever be in this position. My entire life was ruined at the age of 21 because of the fucking healthcare system in this country.
Done again. Sitting at the table last night with my wife doing my taxes, and I said, wow, we've owned this house for a year now and paid all this interest, paid all these taxes. It's like, $1,500 a month total. I think the taxes equal about maybe $500 a month. So I'm thinking, wow, we're going to do our taxes. We're going to make a lot of money back. We have this house and, the American dream, owning a property. See how much. So we did the taxes without the house and with the house. And it was virtually the same. What's the benefit of having a damn house? I thought we had all kinds of tax savings. I thought it was going to give me a bunch of money back, but I guess I was wrong. And then I saw a few things on the news today, and a few quotes online, and just reading all the people that are just fed up. And I read a good one. How many countries tax their citizens and send the money to the United States? Can you name just one that does that? Neither can I. And also remember, too, the same people terrified of Doge wanted to hire 87,000 IRS agents to audit you to make sure you pay more. Why? Why do they want more? Don't they have enough? Unbelievable.
Guys, I hope you've understood how these people are talking about America, how the life is right now in America. Since we've seen most of the time, black people were the one crying about the systems in America. But right now, we've seen even the white people are crying about the economy, where America right now is a no-go zone. When you are in Africa and you are dreaming of going to America, you better stay in your country, because right now America is a no-go zone, because themselves are the one who've destroyed America. They are the one who've destroyed the America. The white people are the one destroyed America, because whenever Africa ask them not to do what they did in the last election, they were not understanding on what they did. Just imagine, you see, the life is about to, people in America are surrendering to live in America. To see how some of the places in America, most people in America most people in America are on the street. There's some of the videos we see in different platforms. People in America are really suffering, be it black, be it white people. Others are living behind the streets. The incident which was not there in America. Since I grew up, I knew America is the best place to go. America is the best place to stay. Even I thought of that everywhere in America, every road, every route in America, it has been tarmacked. And every place in America, be it greening, be it trees, what. It's so, oh my God. But right now, hey, it's so bad. It's so bad. So life is so hard. You've heard how these people are talking about America. One can stay without getting what to put in the mouth. Because whenever you compare the products in America, the price of products in America and the price of product in Kenya, it's so shocking. So shocking. The price is so high. The thing that you buy in America, about $2,000. When you come to our Kenya, you'll get so many things. You see? So, whether you are planning to go to America, this is the best video is upon you. You are supposed to watch on this video, and you are supposed to put in mind that America is a no-go zone. America is a no-go zone. Each and every time the wages, the bill are being passed on by the government of America, each and every time we see some of the new regulations are being enacted upon the people of America. But the leaders of America, the president of America, Donald Trump, doesn't bother about the people who don't have the people who might not afford the living of America. And I really wonder, whenever I get some of this information, I really wonder, why is it that those people who are in South Africa, those white Afrikaners, decided to say that they have been invited by President Donald Trump to go to America so that they can have a nice life, so that they can be safe. Yet I see these videos, I see these stories hovering around America, taking place in America, how people are crying, how the black and white people are crying in America. How is it the guy coming from South Africa? Because we saw some of them, it has been said that what is happening in South Africa is not what they are terming it. You see, some of the white people in South Africa have declined what Donald Trump said about the genocide that is happening in South Africa, about people being chased away from lands of the South Africa, about people being discriminated in South Africa. But you, with your brain, you with your mind, you deciding to go to the place where other people are crying right now. Life is not good at America. This is not the only people are crying, because we've seen so many videos. We've seen so many videos. People are sleeping along the road. People are sleeping in the streets. And those are white people sleeping in the street. When we've just put in our mind that there is no poor white man. By the way, whenever I grow, or when I grow up, I knew you can't find a poor white man. But right now we are seeing in medias, we are seeing in social medias that there are poor white men. So something needs to be happening. Something needs to be fixed in America, because America right now, let me tell you, America right now is going to be a third world country. Even Kenya is the richer than America right now. Whenever we speak right now, Kenya is the best place to stay than America. in these videos we are seeing. And this is supposed to check. Donald Trump is supposed to check upon this, because each and every time on media, on TikTok, we on everywhere, we just see people crying about the living in America. Guys, just drop your comment and tell us, whenever you are in America, if you are in America, just drop your comment and tell us, what is your opinion? Is it true that life in America is so bad the way these people are telling us? If you are in the right place, just tell us you are in the right place. And guys, let us meet in the next episode.